As always, it's an honour to be here sharing this practice with you. And as you can probably see from the setup around me, this is a restorative practice, a yin practice. It's amazing for digestive issues. It's amazing for heartache. It's amazing for letting go of anything that we need to let go of. It's a place to rest, and it's a place to come back to our hearts and say, I love you, heart, and to surround ourselves with beauty and positivity and nourishment. So if that sounds like something that you might need today, please do join me. Otherwise, there are hundreds of other classes to explore in the playlist that are below this video. So this practice is going to start straight in Supta Baddha Konasana with 2 bolsters and several blankets and several blocks and straps. So we're going to have 2 bolsters like this, 1 blanket folded in half lengthwise, going on this bolster, and this will be for our neck and head. Our shoulders will be in this little gap. Our spine will be on this. And now, 2 blankets folded in a chunky style, so in half, and then in half. So you can see that it's quite high and chunky, and that's going there. And then another blanket folded exactly the same way. So nice and chunky, and there. We're going to need 3 blocks. We're going to need 2 blocks to start off with, and then once we've done our first Supta Baddha Konasana for about 6 minutes, we'll come up and we'll take a 3rd block and bring it into the 2nd Supta Baddha Konasana. So just have it ready and waiting. And take the 2 blocks that we'll have underneath the outer thighs and place them in position. This 3rd block, just ready and waiting. And then 2 straps, and each strap is going to go around each leg, which is a different experience than just using the traditional 1 strap. So when you have all of that set up, and of course you can hit pause, let's come and sit on the bolster. And bring our legs into Baddha Konasana. And let's put our straps on the legs. So, little loop. And when you put the strap on, you want it so that when you pull the strap to tighten, you're pulling towards you. It's just a better way to have full access and better control and adjustment possibility. So, loop over one leg and tightening in. And then the other leg, of course. Checking that the buckle is going the right way. So you're pulling it towards you to tighten. And go ahead and place that on the other leg. And tighten up. Excellent. So you're on the bolster now, but now we're going to come forward and sit on our first chunky blanket. There we go. And now you can see why you wanted this other one here, because the feet are kind of on it. And if you can tighten up a little bit more, go ahead and do so. Place these blocks in their position, remembering that you have heights to choose from. So pick the height that works for you. And now let's enter into our Supta Baddha Konasana. And you can see that the arms just, let me move the strap, there we go. The arms just beautifully fit in to that little gap provided between the bolsters. And you can feel how this really helps the front shoulders to naturally flow backwards, which in turn naturally opens this protected area, the heart, the spiritual heart, the lungs, so that they're open and shining, radiating. And as we lie here and breathe, we can visualize them just, the energy rising up, meter by meter, kilometer by kilometer, into the celestial mysteries above. When the arms are extended, you want to feel the little fingers moving towards the thumbs, and the spiral starts from the shoulders, goes down the arms, and then manifests in the hands. If, however, you feel that the thumb is moving toward the little fingers, you can be sure that the source of your arms is not fully open. So go ahead and become sensitive to what that means, to really roll the front shoulders back, and to have that energy of openness spiral down the entire length of the arms, ending up in the hands. And then when everything feels just right, we are gently closing the eyelids. And we're here in Supta Varakolasa. The breath slowing down. And as it slows down, notice how it becomes fuller and richer. And we begin to really settle into the breath, and through that, settling into the body. In these first few minutes, taking the time to really observe where the tension is still being held. So we want to scan the body gently, looking for those areas of tightness, of holding onness, and using the exhale as a tool to help those areas liquefy, pacify, so that they too can join the flow of the breath. Divide the forehead into two, right through the middle, a line running through the middle of the forehead. And with the next exhale, have the left forehead flow to the left and the right forehead flow to the right. The left temple flowing into the hairline, the right temple flowing into the hairline. The left cheek flowing towards the ear, the right cheek flowing towards the right ear. And then notice what's happening in your ears. And relax the back of each of your ears. Feel how that brings a new softness to the ear. And then travel gently inside the ear and relax both of your inner ears. The tongue, the glottis also relaxing. Stepping and resting into wordlessness and breath. And now that we've really settled into the softness, and before we switch up and add in that third block, let's just chant an Om to bring that sacred sound, the sound of creation really, and have it reverberate through the entire mind, body, heart vehicle. So you can keep the eyes closed, but just lift the hands and fold the palms together in front of the chest. Inhale. So the hands releasing and the eyes opening. Okay, we're gently pushing ourselves up using our elbows. Coming up. And we're now going to increase the width by using this third block between our feet. So you may feel the need to just loosen up your straps a little bit first. And you may also wish to turn this blanket around so it's on the widest possibility. And then taking our third block and placing it between the feet. Remembering that you have options. If it seems too much to go to the widest, you just make it the skinniest. And if you feel that you can take the widest action, then take the widest action, obviously. And immediately you feel how it's bringing more wideness to the groins, to the pubic bone, and this is going to translate into wideness in all of the organs here, the organs of reproduction, the organs of excretion, the entire digestive system. So tighten those straps back up, adjust the blocks if needed, coming down, making sure to move the buttocks towards the heels so that we're never overarching the lower back. And coming back in to our second Balanasana. Now in this second Balanasana, we're going to increase the length of the exhalation just slightly and use the prolonged exhalation, sending it to the abdominal area and to all of the organs in the abdominal area so that we get an extra pacification through the prolonged exhalation. So first of all, placing the body, placing the outer body so that the inner body can have more freedom and space. And then the eyes closing. And first of all, reconnecting with the evenness of Ujjayi 1, which we have established. And then once we've reconnected with that evenness, from that evenness, we can begin to increase the duration of the exhalation. Now, you don't want to increase it so much that you get out of breath or that you start to create tension. So if you notice that you've kind of tried too hard, step back from that trying too hard. Just let the flow of the exhale naturally increase. When it feels that it needs to stop and you need another inhale, then of course follow the breath. Not your mind ruling breath, but your mind following breath, your breath guiding you. So here we go, prolonged exhalation, liquefaction of all of the organs, that soothing deep pacification. And gently bringing the hands to the abdomen, the eyelids can open softly. And we're going to make our way out. So everyone has a different way of coming out. I need to loosen the straps, at least one of them, and just help that leg over, rolling to the side and making your way out. So you can really feel that broadness that was coming in. All right, continuing with this beautiful opening, we are going to need to use a wall, and the setup will be quite similar, although we won't be in Padmasana. We'll be in a lateral Supinarshasana with the lateral extended leg, the foot on the wall. And we'll need 2 blocks, a few blankets, and our bolsters, and a wall. So if you need to rearrange yourselves, I need to just turn the equipment around so I'm facing this way so my foot will extend to the wall. Let's go ahead and do that and then meet back and continue. Okay, so as you can see, I've just turned everything around and I'm going to show you what it's going to look like without the blocks. We're going to be using blocks to support our outer thighs. I'm just going to give you a little visual first. So this, you are obviously going to recognise. The legs are bent, and then we'll start with the right leg first. It'll come in and we'll extend it, and we want to have that foot against the wall. So you need to be close enough that your foot is not sliding down the wall. You really need to be close enough to have the foot against the wall. And if you have the luck of having a corner in your house, like I have, at one point we're also going to extend this leg. It can just come to the floor, but since I happen to have this corner, you can also have it so that the foot is lifted, or on the floor, or with a blanket underneath the heel. So I'll let you have a look at the setup. Hit pause if you need to really check it out. And then I want to show you what we're going to be doing with the blocks that are going to go underneath the outer thighs. They are going to be like that, so that your thigh, the outer thigh, will be resting on this block. So the foot is lifted right against the wall, so you need to be diagonalized. It's not enough to do that or that. You want to create this nice little setup where the outer thigh will rest on that really comfortably and be supported. Okay, go ahead and settle that up, and then let's meet and begin. Okay, so ready? Let's go ahead and lie down. Adjusting all of this. Your 2 blocks are set up like that, right by the outer hip, the outer thigh. Bring the left leg out to the side and let it roll open a little bit. And then bring that right leg in. Feel the outer thigh rest on the blocks which you've prepared diagonally up. And then go ahead and extend that foot and find the wall. And then here you can play around with the blocks so that they really are right in there, holding the outer thigh, no strain at all. And then the arms extended. And here we are in this version of a lateral Supinarshasana. And make sure to let this left leg roll open so you feel this broadness, full support, shoulders rolling back. And just breathing and letting the pose do its work on us. Make sure that that right leg is straight and that the root of the thigh is coming into the hip and that your sacrum is moving towards the lower part of the mat. So again, watching that the lumbar doesn't overcurve. If the lumbar curves too much, then basically the abdomen can't pacify. It'll be puffed out. So we want to keep moving the sacrum, directionalizing it towards the front of our mats so that the abdominal area and all of the organs within can recede. Now, if you feel ready for it, we're going to extend the left leg, and if that feels like it's too much, you're just going to keep this left knee bent and open as you have it. So let's go ahead and extending diagonally. If you have a wall, the foot can come to the wall. If you don't, that's okay. You can just have the heel down. You can also, with your foot, move the second blanket that you had there and extend it so that it is supporting the back of that leg. So different options available. And feeling more broadness through this extension. So if you're able to extend it, do go ahead and give it a try, because it's just going to bring that added release to the entire digestive area, organs of excretion, organs of reproduction, all of this internal tightness that is so prevalent in daily life, just being released and given that space to really be soothed and broadened. And if you do have a wall, you can also, so little variations depending on what you have available, lift your foot up a little bit and just explore what that brings. So here we are, working with whatever variations are available to us. Continuing Ujjayi one breath, even inhalations, even exhalations. And very much a sense of non-doingness. There's observing, there's directionalizing, there's maintaining integrity, but we are non-doing, we are receiving. And now it will be time to change sides. So first of all, just bending this left leg in, and then bending this right leg in, and rolling over, coming up. And so we're going to have to move our equipment so that the left leg can now find a wall. So let's go ahead and move that around however we need to for the room configuration we're in, and repeat on the other side. Okay, so I turned everything around, and on this side, well, in order for you best to see me, I've let go of the idea of my extended leg having a wall, because it would have just mean being so upside down it wouldn't be good for you. But some of you might not have that second wall, so you might like to see how it's not necessarily essential for the other extended leg to have a wall. Okay, so we're setting up our two blocks by the outer hip, the top block diagonalized on top to support our outer thigh, and coming in, bending our knees and moving the right leg out to the side and letting it roll open. So bringing broadness to the right side. And now our left leg coming in and extending. Of course, making sure the distance is correct before you commit to the pose. And if it's not, taking the time to adjust. And then pulling those blocks in so you really feel the support of the blocks on the outer thigh. There we go, connecting the foot to the wall, letting this right leg roll open. Feel the broadness. Any adjustments, do take the time to make them, otherwise it's impossible to fully receive the goodness of the pose. And then shoulders rolling back, arms extended, palms open. So here we are in our supported variation of lateral Supta Pranavritta, coming back to Ujjayi, one breath. Remember to really be in the space of receivingness, not doingness. Two very different energies. So receiving, but it's not a kind of passive, unalert receiving. There's still directionalization going on so that the receiving is done from a space of alertness, of intelligent reception. So the left leg extended, really feeling how the blocks are helping us to stay aware of the outer thigh. Its tendency to drop, we're drawing it in, and therefore receiving more opening in the groins, more opening in the entire base of the trunk, the reproductive organs, the organs of excretion. And if we feel ready to create a little more intensity, we can extend that leg. Now, for those of you who've set yourself up with a wall, you'll be meeting the wall with your foot, and if you haven't, you can see that it's totally fine to not have a wall. Just remember to, with your foot, scoot that blanket across the second one so that you have a little bit of support for the back of the knee, so there's no strain there. And you can see that this leg has an alertness to it. It's not shavasanic, it's not just rolling open. It's rolled in, the heel is down, the toe is up. And so again, that idea of directionalization and alertness within the state of receiving this. Continuing here, Ujjayi, one breath. And if the eyes are closed, gently opening, we'll be bending the right leg in, and then bending the left knee in, foot to the floor, and gently rolling over, hands coming out. So you can definitely feel how much broadness has been taking place here, and so just how beneficial that would be for the digestive system, for the reproductive system. And we're going to end now with a Setu Bandha Sarvangasana, using the wall, using our bolsters, and bringing this broadness up, back into the heart. We started also with the heart being open in Supta Baddha, so ending with an extra burst of heart opening, so that any letting go-ness that needs to be done, that needs to happen in our life, can be done with ease and love and grace in this last part of the practice. So clearing this and meeting back on the mat with our equipment for Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. So this is going to be our setup for our restorative Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. We'll have a bolster for our feet against the wall. Then we'll have a bolster for our spine. This blanket placed lengthwise as opposed to the other way. And then another blanket tri-folded here for the shoulders. And of course, you're going to have to check the distance to make sure that when you lie back with your shoulders here, your neck here, your legs can be straight and against the wall. So setting all that up, and then let's meet and come into the pose. Okay, let's come in. So extend the legs, remembering to lift up, move the sacrum towards the wall, lying back, and then straightening the legs so we should find that final sweet spot. And here we can feel the beautiful openings of our hearts and the arms placed so that the forearms are parallel towards each other. Adjusting everything. The eyelids closing. The breath smooth and even. And through the breath, really resting in the broad openness of our heart. This is a chance with this open-hearted posture to really let go of anything that is toxic, that is less than the brightness that you could be.
And now slowly, gently preparing to exit. So first bending our knees, feet to the floor. And then just pushing ourselves back. And rolling over. We'll be coming straight into Shavasana. So we can just turn this bolster, move this bolster to the side so that our feet are unimpeded. And take one blanket for the support of our neck and heads. And perhaps a blanket just to cover us, to give us that comfort, because letting go takes bravery, and opening enough to let go takes courage and bravery too. So a little bit of snuggliness in our final Shavasana will be appreciated. Make sure the lower back is connecting to the ground. Pull the blanket in and cover yourselves up warmly. And extending the arms diagonally out, shoulders rolling back. Once more in that state of receiving this and letting everything settle. And all the work that has been done, consciously or unconsciously, is settling. Like a riverbed that we've walked through. The silt has all made the water a little bit murky. Things have changed around. And now as we rest, we're going to let all of that settle and the water becomes limpid, clear again. So the eyes closing. And exhaling into that limpid clarity. Shavasana. Then gently, just wiggling the fingers lightly, wiggling the toes, rising from these depths until the arms are able to move and the hands can come and rest on the blanket on the abdomen. In these last few precious seconds, extend energy out in all directions like a radiant star, just radiant golden light, 10 meters all around us, above us and below us. Visualizing that inside, feeling that, tasting that, the aroma of that. All of your senses of creativity engaging to feel the realness of that golden light extending all around, above and below to the sides. And then gently rolling over to the right hand side of the body, taking the fetal position. And then using the hands, pushing ourselves back out. By using the hands, we acknowledge that we can use support. Support from the earth, support from the skies, support from the divine. Our source as God. And then releasing. And welcome back. And congratulations for your brave work. And it may be that this work continues to activate for the rest of the day, the rest of the week. So there may be more consciousness about things that need to be let go of. And just remembering that in the letting go of anything that's toxic, we create the opportunity for really powerful change, planting small but powerful seeds in the garden of our heart, which can only flower in the most beautiful ways. Take good care. See you soon.